Hey, hey, beautiful people. It is February the 3rd, 2014 at 9:37 in the morning. Several people messaged me last night or yesterday or since I last checked my messages about why I hadn't been making videos lately, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Um, it's amazing what's going on the planet right now, and Uh, for me, I'm trying to sort it all out just like anybody else is. Sometimes I don't know whether I'm coming or going. And, I'm working through the illusion just like anybody else is. We've all had our stories of how we got here. And our stories is really, the identification of those perceptions that we believe as truths, which creates our reality. But that reality is in a constant state of shifting, and as it shifts, a lot of our old stories uh, and truths and perceptions that we held on to, we have to release. It's like according to another, even according to a story is the same way, and I've got my own. And here in these past months in 2013, I was having to go through. We got flowers on everything. They're dropping around out of the trees. That's cool. Um, 2013, I had to go through and really take a look at a lot of the stories that I'd been holding as my truths and my beliefs and my perceptions, and I had to identify them and deal with them. Some of them had to do with courting with others and persons who I love very much. We're just in two totally different worlds and on two totally different paths. And I had to face the facts that that is so. And it's okay. It's okay for everybody to be wherever they are. And I had to go through and look at that and realize that, you know, you can't bring those old stories with you into new levels of experience. You got to free yourself up from that stuff to go on. And you also have to free yourself up from of how we react, how we handle certain situations. And that's been going on with me, so I'm putting it out there. The other thing is that there's many things going on behind the scenes with the global technology as well as the global finances, and it seems that I've been put into other stories, news stories that that are working with both of those, both the global finance and the new technology to change the planet. And it's just interesting to see what's all playing out. I'm becoming very involved with a 3D printer group because that's changing the technology on the planet to change the way that humanity lives, to free them from the economic system that's kept them in place and kept them enslaved, controlled, manipulated, kept their spirit down, kept their thoughts and perceptions in a box. That's all changing, and it's changing very, very fast. And we've got to change that to go into the new earth. We've got to look at what enslaved humanity in the first place. And so, anyway, I've been working with several different groups on various other projects that all concern that. And then plus still doing the global meditations. Malene Lafont and Montague Keene both had global meditations focused on Glastonbury and the ley lines all over the planet yesterday. And I can sure feel a shift. I'm on the Atlantean ley line here, the one that goes from Bimini all the way up to up through British Columbia. And even the relationships, the stories that we're playing out, it's just like what's going on with the prosperity funds and this financial change. There's a story around that, which is the battle for Middle Earth, 4D Earth, and about the Ring of Power, and about the Marcos Gold and St. Germain's funding and the Dragon families and all this stuff. It's just more stories as it's playing out, but I find myself in the middle of a favorite story that I had as I was growing up, the Tale of the Lord of the Rings, that trilogy, and the Hobbit trilogy. And it's actually that story playing a part in, which is interesting. But again, it's all an illusion, and I kind of wonder if which is coming first, the story or the chicken or the egg. This story, or did the story that was written so long ago that has been in development over the past 40 years just happened to play out now because we were focused on and identified with that story, or was the story written because somebody was foreseeing what we're doing here and now? I don't know, but the story is playing out. And, oh man, and I've been watching a lot of people going kind of cuckoo crazy. We've had several M flares the past few days coming in, and along with the sign energies and the energies of 2014 and these great shifts, and a lot of persons are unhinged, and the world's looking kind of mad out there and crazy. I was reading Lucas Christian's post on exactly that. It's a mad world today. Madness out there. And it is. I mean, everything is in a constant state of shift right now. And we don't know what's up or what's down. We just got to decide where we're going in line with that. And that's what I've been doing. And plus, I've got my chores here on the farm, and things that I've got to do. Not only on my other projects like the 3D printing or the other information sharing work that I do on Facebook, but I've got my more physical life here that I've got to do too. There's a lot of things that get broken down that I got to go fix and repair and figure out how to come up with the money, how to call in the money and allow it to come in to be used for those necessities, and trusting. The whole thing is a delicate balancing act, and being truly 5D, just in the flow, just having just what I need for whatever project and creation and desire that I have at that particular time, calling it in. It's an interesting thing to surrender to and to trust, and to know that all plays out just perfectly. Oh man, and there's a lot of emotional stuff. It's just like the ceremonies yesterday and the ley lines. As we put so much power and focus into the ley lines, then there's old energetics that comes up and out and channels through those of our fields that are participating and knowingly working on the energy on those ley lines, or for humanity, or on the certain sacred sites. As we do these ceremonies, we increase the frequency of old emotions and traumas and stuff, and sometimes stories. It's got to come up and out and to be released. We can't hold on to the old and live in a new way of being. You've got to totally release all of that. That's why some of us had to disassociate ourselves from our old lives and old friends and family. It doesn't mean that we don't love them. Of course we love them. But playing in other person's games keeps us playing in the story and their thoughts and perceptions and the way that they perceive things. and it can hold those of us choosing to change in a state of check. And so we have to move out of those situations. And it makes it a mad, crazy world. And we never know what's up or what we can count on or what's going to play out. But what does play out is what we hold in our dreams, our thoughts and emotions, and what we're projecting. It's creating. We are creating. And it's creating very, very fast. It's just truly amazing how this being in the 5D energies is very much, I feel like I'm swimming in energies that through my thought and emotion, it's materializing into the events that come into my experience. And it's really, really cool, and it's really, really challenging, and it's really it's really critical to understand how these energies change into the matter of our experience, and how our thoughts and our emotions and even our associations, our integrations and entanglement with others and other stories and our own stories is creating this which we're experiencing in reality. So, it really goes down to, I got grease all up under my fingernails. I had to replace a engine on my tiller and do a lot of tractor repairs and all kinds of things this past week. Get back in my mechanical 3D side. But it's interesting how our stories and how all that affects our experience, and we're generating the experience. So really holding true to that which we want to experience, want to see, keep the focus on that, and even if it seems like a mad world, just ride the energies out until they materialize. And that is, it's happening. It is happening. New Earth is here. But it's almost like a blank canvas, because we haven't really, we're stepping into New Earth, but how do you envision something that's never been created? And we're creating it with our thoughts and our experience and our emotions. The canvas is just now having our dreams painted upon it. And the biggest thing is about being in those dreams, holding that focus, holding the vision. Now, this goes into various levels of that focus and vision. 4D is very dreamlike. 5D is more of a knowingness, because you understand the energies, and you're putting forth your dream, your thought, and your emotion into manifesting those, into using those energies and slowing them down into the physical reality that you live in. And in 5D, you know that you're a master creator, but we're going even to 6D, which means all these technologies, just like the 3D printing or the financial system, the economy, these are all just ways that are going to take us into higher levels of being, where we don't really need all the physical stuff. The physical stuff that we are creating are really technologies that, as the masters that we are growing into, we will be able to do these things without the technologies. We'll be able to do it just by the solidification of the energies within our field. So holding higher levels of light quotient and frequency is all critical to that. But there again, part of how we have the event, or the great collective dimensional shift, shifting this reality, not just into 5D out of 4D, and right now we are definitely in 4D. Oh man, wow, too cool. Got this bumblebee just sitting there hovering, looking at me, and just watching me while I do the video. That was really neat. Where was I? oh, we're in 4D Earth right now, and that's part of why so many persons are going crazy, because their thoughts and their emotions with the higher frequencies that are around their field. Everybody's going through ascension right now, whether they like it or not. The question is, are they going to realize it, master it? Are they going to realize that their thoughts and emotions are creating their reality? And, you know, all this craziness that's going on right now is because of the clearing up of, you know, the mastery of our own selves. Because we're doing it as individuals, and we're doing it as a collective. And the mastery of that is everybody's going through that right now. They're starting to wake up to they're creating their experience. And that's a hard thing to take at first, because you have to be truly responsible for your thoughts, your emotions, your story, and those things that you define as the parameters of your perceptions, which becomes the box that you live within, the rules that you play by. There's this transition that's going on right now with the technology and the financial system, and this is where I was going before but didn't complete. That is really what's going to be needed to transition humanity through this belief in the physical illusion, the transition from the old 3D into 5D. It's the battle of Middle Earth. It's the battle of the, oh God, are we really creating it? And the elimination of the perception that to live life, we've got to be on the exterior and acquire the stuff which can mold our life in the way that we wish to create it, to manifest it. 5D is more of the belief of the inside and the feeling of the energies that are within your field, and the holding of the dream and the perception so that it materializes and comes into your existence. It's reverse manufacturing. Building from the top down. And anyway, yeah, the 3D printing and that technology and the financial system is just a changeover until we finally step into our true mastery, where we're materializing things, where we decide we want a cup of coffee and we call in the energies around us and ask it to be a cup of coffee, and we can put it here. We can dematerialize ourselves and teleport to another place and rematerialize ourselves. We can do without spaceships or replicators. This is where we're going. But right now, there's a transition point. But there's also those of us that are holding that knowledge and that dream and that goal of that level of mastery. And right now is that in-between state, the battle for Middle Earth. Oh, and it's going on within us too. And that's what the real addressing of our thoughts, our beliefs, our perceptions, our story, we have to really, really look at, because it is that contains us, and it is that which we choose to either be contained and controlled, or we break down that box and go to a much greater level of expansion, more sixth-dimensional, spherical. The light in my field is absolutely tremendous. It's very fluid-like. I feel like I'm swimming, like it's water-like. It's like I'm swimming in energy. It's has been very uncomfortable in the physical body, but more recently, here in 2014, with each and every increase of Mother Earth's frequency, it doesn't seem that mine's been expanding as quickly as Mother Earth's is right now. And that's good, because when my frequency is really expanding greater than Mother Earth's, that's when it's uncomfortable in this physical vessel. And lately, that's shifting, and it's becoming to be a lot more comfortable in physical vessel because I'm not personally advancing as quickly in the light. And having to do that because Mother Earth's frequencies are coming up, which is really cool. What else? What else? What else? Oh, the snow that unfolded in America this past week. I'm in summertime here. We had snow 2 or 3 days ago just north of me, 100 miles, and the day afterwards it's 80 degrees and I'm sweating. What a trip. But all across America, persons said this snow had a different consistency, and it wasn't melting properly, and it smelled like plastic, and so many people are attributing it to the chemtrails. And me personally, I was seeing a lot of the, well, we're going to make a snowball and we're going to take our lighter and burn it, and look, it doesn't melt. What happens is the carbon from the lighter is creating the snow, a black surface on the snow, and it smells like plastic. Well, you know, there's a wicking effect that goes on with snow because it's 6-pointed little stars, crystals that's in that snow, and when you melt the water just like cotton, the wicking effect is going to go back into the snow. You're not going to have drips coming out of that snowball that you're trying to burn, that the carbon's being deposited on, until that snow is fully saturated with water. But that's just basic physics 101. The question is there certain chemicals that's in the chemtrails that's giving it a very plastic-like smell? And that's very much a possibility. I was trying to express to persons how their physics experiments needs to be expanded a little more, but there are some things that I cannot disprove with this new strange snow that was going on across America, and that's that plastic smell. If it smells like plastic, there could be chemical reactions to the water that's, you know, coming out of the sky in the form of snow, and what those chemicals are doing to that water to give the snow a different smell or consistency. So I have no idea. It's pretty interesting that so many people around were shooting those videos, though. But snow not melting like that, that's not good physics science. that's a natural thing. Now, this other guy did scrape the inside of his freezer for all the condensation, the ice crystals that are there, but that's ice crystals, and ice crystals have a different structure than snow crystals. And ice crystals are solidly saturated with water. They will melt and drip because there's no ice crystals to reabsorb and have that wicking effect. So anyway, it's just interesting to see all the hoopla that came up about that snow these past days and this past week, and all the videos that's going on there. As far as the energies that I feel within my field, they are intense, but let me tell you, it feels strange, weird, full of polarity. Yes, the polarity can be within me. Ever since I had at Christmas that reintroduction to the ego and the brain, and had those reintegrations of the higher levels of self as Isun was coming through all into the physical body at one time. It's really interesting what I'm feeling, but it's also in many ways polarized, and it feels strange. I feel weird. I feel it's not like I'm off balance. It's just I'm out there, and the balance is not at a center point. It's out here. It's like it's snowing in here under this wild cherry tree with all the flowers. There's still berries and new flowers coming out. That's just really too cool. Anyway, what a trip. Yeah, it feels strange. Yeah, I can't wait till something breaks with this financial system, or the higher energies. Um, it's more comfortable physically, but now I'm feeling just strange emotions, strange frequency bands that are coming into my forefront that I'm feeling more, and it's not something that I'm trying to control and say no. I'm just trying to feel it and process it as it's coming in, and how to describe what it is I'm feeling, other than rather than being very centered, it just seems like it's out here in more of a wobble. It's like a frisbee that's kind of been thrown at a little wobble, and it's got a good vortex going around, but it's wobbling as it goes through there. That's what I'm feeling, and there's uncertainty. There's holding the vision of the dream that I wish to create for my experience, because we're all creating it. We all have different parts and pieces to input into the collective experience, but that things are stable and situated, not at all. Not at all. It's like somebody with that snow globe not even allowing it to settle down, but is constantly shaking the snow globe. And people are coming in and out of my life just amazingly fast. Persons that feel like they're going to be there for a while, and then they just disappear. There's all types of frequencies getting shaken up, not just within me, but everybody out there, and we're all trying to deal with it the best we can. And my feeling about exactly that, how to, if everything seems so mad right now with the snow globe being constantly shaken up, just hold on to that which is your dream, and try to engage in that dream to bring it into manifestation in a physical way. It's just like me working with the 3D printing group. Go into it. There's many of us that have been doing ceremonies and holding the energies for a while, but after a while we've got to roll back in and do something at that level of frequency to lock into, to not feel so flowing through that mad chaotic world that we're seeming to be in the middle of right now. Grab a hold of something that might give us a little stability, especially if we've given up everything and we've been in that free-flowing river for quite some time to channel the energies into the earth. So anyway, it's time to get on to some other things. I'm planting the new springtime garden right now, and it got a new engine on my tiller. It took me 3 times of putting that engine on and getting it situated and building the right type spacers to get it to fit properly. And so yesterday I was feeling a little sore from that. And today I'm ready to get in some tilling and more planting. So anyway, it's time for my winter spring garden. Love y'all much. Bye for now. If you don't see me doing videos here, it's because I'm sorting things out in my own life, and going through the changes myself, and trying to center my focus on things that I can do something about. And we've shaken up the planet. We did that for sure. And so at this point, it's seeing how it's all going to settle down. I did a reading with a friend of mine, Lisa Gallus, yesterday, and it was interesting how she saw the energies within my field, my dreams, and then also something that she said was something similar to what Matt Kahn had said too, that by the end of 2015, the last half 2015, all of this will have been sorted out, and we'll be more into those new earth energies. This is the 7 years of the tribulation going down right now, and many of the things that I thought when we began this is not what I'm experiencing now, and it all has to do with the collective perceptions of humanity. And yes, we are shifting our lives, but our lives are affected by those thoughts, perceptions, limitations, or expansions of all the persons that are within our field and those persons who we associate with. Persons hanging on to the old, they're not free-flowing in the new energies. And I think we're all going to have to go through that process, even if we're continuing our same means of expressions with our friends and family and our economic situations and whatever we're individually choosing to experience in our life. Everybody's creations and manifestations right now are going to affect everybody else. And anyway, I think everybody's going to eventually have to let go. I don't know how it's going to happen, how it's all going to play out, but it certainly is playing out, and it's quite interesting to watch. Anyway, love y'all. Bye for now.